I built an autonomous AI system that takes a single topic and generates a full video course, script, slides, voiceover, avatar video, all without a human touching a camera. It turns a 2-week process into a 10-minute task. I built this for my client Jordi, a founder who needed to scale his education platform. Here is exactly what he thinks of the system and working with me.
Hi everyone, this is a quick review video about Adnan. We have come in contact with Adnan a few months ago when we were in need of an AI automation specialist, one who is highly skilled at working with N8N. From the start, we've had a great working relationship with Adnan. He is highly skilled and very proactive in helping us solving problems. So whenever we came with a problem, we found the solution together, and he's able to build it in just a couple of days, 2, 3, 4 days. And it has ranged from very simple problems to highly complex problems, like the one you see behind. So we build a fully AI avatar generation model where we can just take a picture and an audio file, and from end to end, build a complete AI avatar generated video. We've also built more simpler workflows like a script generator, like an audio swapper, like our first AI employee. And we have connected that to an interactive Notion dashboard. We have connected it to Slack, where our team members can just very simply and very scalable interact with these workflows. So they don't even have to log into N8N or visit the workflow itself. They'll have an interactive dashboard. So Adnan is very good at taking something that's complex and make it simple enough for our team to work with it. And I would like to compliment him as well on his documentation. So after the workflow is built, he is also very good at creating the documentation around it for our team members to understand how to interact with this workflow. So quick review video from one entrepreneur to someone else. I highly recommend Adnan. Very high quality, very good communication, and yeah, I would definitely recommend him to hire him on your team. Good luck.
All right. So this will be the high-level overview of the system that I have built, and I'm going to explain every steps, the reason behind it. There are multiple competitors, multiple options for every steps out there. So why did I choose this tech stack? I'll explain everything. So this is the system diagram for the autonomous course creator system. Basically, for easier management, what I'll ensure, or I ensured for my client, that he never has to leave his Notion dashboard, or his team never has to leave the Notion dashboard. As you can see, I built a complete end-to-end interactive dashboard in Notion using tables, using linkups, using various database schemas. And the input in our Notion database was the topic and the avatar. So generally, you want to keep your course very dynamic. Since you're using AI avatar, people will likely notice it, and that's why you need to keep things fresh. Instead of just using one avatar, you can use multiple avatars. Maybe you can introduce them as different teachers for the course, with different personalities, different voice. We can all adjust all of those criteria in our system. Their talking speed, their pitch, their vocal pitch, how they move their hands. Are they calm or are they energetic? Things like that. So in the Notion dashboard, the client only has to select the video topic and the avatar. Then, as our central management hub, I am a big fan of N8N, for those of you who have watched my channel. And there are multiple workflow automation platforms available. So N8N, Make.com, Zapier, there are OpenAI Agent Kit. There are numerous automation platforms. But the reason I always go with N8N is its flexibility. The reason is the power that it gives to the developer, to the client. You can manage everything right from start to end, and it doesn't bind you. The complex complex pricing structure like of Make.com or Zapier, where they count you for the steps and how many times the loop iterates. There are iterators and aggregators in Make. But in N8N, they just charge you for the one single workflow run. Doesn't matter how big the workflow is. Doesn't matter how many steps you have. Doesn't matter how many loops you have inside the workflow. On top of that, N8N also offers self-hosted version, which basically guarantees you unlimited workflow runs. So that's the main reason for choosing N8N. And in the next step, N8N basically connects everything. You know, the input, the Notion input is connected to N8N via triggers, webhook triggers. As soon as we get a trigger from Notion, the workflow starts or triggers. Then N8N routes it to different paths depending on the criteria. For example, there are 3 paths in our video generation. The first one is the expert script generation. So we need the script first before anything else. What it will do, it will utilize a call, an API call to OpenAI. Maybe we can utilize GPT-5. We can also swap it out for Claude. See, the beauty of workflow automation and the beauty of N8N is that you can just swap out nodes according to your liking. So I utilized a GPT-5 AI agent here to generate the script based on a detailed prompt that adheres to my client's specification. And after we have the prompt, we'll save that to Notion database again. See, this is called human in the loop approach. So, and it will also change the project status to, review scripts or script generated. So then you will know, hey, our workflow is, let's say 20% done. Now I have to check the scripts. Now you'll read the scripts, you'll adjust it. Maybe you do not like the AI generated voice tone. Maybe you need to, tweak some things, tweak a few lines, a few words. After you do that in Notion, then you hit run again. Then N8N gets the signal and it starts the slide generation process. Now for slide generation, the best option here currently is Gamma, obviously, for their superior API editing capabilities. I'll show you. Let me just... all right, currently we're inside the Gamma's homepage. So basically, for those of you who do not know what is Gamma, Gamma is actually an AI assisted, slide generation platform. You could say it's basically the steroided version of Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint, but on steroid. Sorry for my phrasing. I forgot the phrase. So basically, this is amazing. I encourage you to try it out if you haven't already. And is there a plan? It's almost affordable. 4,000 monthly credits for US $18. And yeah, it's amazing. So the way it works is that you pass on the slide contents or the script, your wish. There are options there for Gamma like verbose, keep it verbose, keep the text content small, medium, or large. There are 3 options the last time I checked. So you just pass on the slide contents and it will generate the slide for you. For example, you can of course include detailed instructions on the slides, but just to start, just the text content for the slide is enough. It will generate the slide. Oh, one more thing I forgot. You can absolutely make a template before in Gamma and save it. And we can just plug that template in. Plug our new data into that template and Gamma will auto-generate. So it will maintain your brand color, your font, your stylings and everything. And it will also generate images through various AI image generation models like Nano Banana or other models. And it will also include the images. And the amazing thing is that after we have the generated presentation file, we will get that link and we can save it to Notion as well. Now, the Notion database will say slides generated. You just click that, it will take you to Gamma. Then you edit or you modify, you tweak according to your liking. Then you hit run again. Now that we have the slide, Now let's talk about the actual avatar video synthesis part. So we have the slides. So basically the thing we're going for here, it will be a complete video. There will be a slide and there will be your avatar describing the topic. So it makes the whole thing interactive instead of just a boring slide and no faces. It's faceless and just the voiceover. It's kind of boring. To make it interactive, what we did, we utilized a talking avatar. Now, to generate the avatar voice, there are multiple options, but the best one is ElevenLabs. They are the industry standard. Let me also show you that. Yeah, so basically ElevenLabs is the best platform for AI voice generation. They offer so many voices. Those are very natural, very human-like. Unlike the generic AI voices that we used to hear in YouTube Shorts or TikTok videos around 1 to 2 years ago, those aren't the norm anymore. Things have upgraded. And can we click play? Oh, and another amazing.
Land of Eldoria, where
I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Secrets to the wind.
So basically, if you include prompts like this, giggles, whispers, it will incorporate those human emotions or human gestures in the generated audio file. So there's ElevenLabs, and the actual avatar creation part that will be handled by Runpod in a custom AI model. So let me explain. To generate avatar videos, you have already established SaaS platforms like HeyGen, which is the industry standard. But HeyGen is really costly. Yeah, it can work for you if you are generating a few videos for social media posting, but when you need so many videos to create a course for content generation for that scale, you'll need something cheaper and scalable. So what we went with, at first we tried HeyGen, but the cost is too much. Let me also show you their plan. So this is HeyGen's homepage. So basically they can produce avatar video. By the way, all of these are not real human beings. These are AI generated. I know this is kind of airy, but it is what it is. We have to adapt to the new world, I guess. So these are the avatars, and the issue with HeyGen is that, as I was talking earlier, it's extremely pricey. So if I click on pricing, and first of all, let me show you the API part. Where is the API part? Don't they have it here? All right, I forgot. But as far as I remember, you don't get API access in the free tier, and I have to double check it actually. But what I was trying to say, HeyGen is extremely pricey. So let me quickly show you what I mean. There are two versions of avatar videos that you can generate with HeyGen. The first one is avatar videos version 2, and the next one is avatar 4 IV, as you can see here. So this is extremely generic. You can notice it's AI generated in an instant. But to actually get very dynamic and engaging AI avatar videos, you need to go with avatar 4 videos, this endpoint. But this will eat up your credit like a madman. We tried to go this path, but it didn't work for us. It's extremely pricey. It doesn't make sense to use this. So what we did actually, this is the amazing part, we went with custom AI models. Why outsource the work from a third-party vendor when we can actually go straight to the manufacturer? That's what I'm trying to say. So Runpod actually is an AI infrastructure platform which allow you to, spin up your own GPU instance, install your own custom AI models, and do whatever you want with that. So basically, we scroll down. So they allow you to rent GPU models for a very cheap pricing. So let me show you the pricing structure here. They have all the latest GPUs here, H200. Wow. Yeah. So there are lots of GPUs here from NVIDIA. And here's the detailed pricing structure is very cheap, guys, very cheap. You can get this done for around $1 per hour, and it's very cheap, it's very scalable, I have to say that. So to generate avatar videos, usually this is more than enough. RTX 5090 with 30 GB of VRAM and 35 gigs of RAM, 9 vCPUs. This is extremely cheap compared to other options in the market. And now what you do, you rent a GPU like that, and to install and to use actually use AI video generation models like one or other free. Of course, you have to go for the open source models. You have to at first install an user interface or operating system. For that, you can go with ComfyUI. I don't know if you have heard of it before, but ComfyUI actually offers to install such operating systems. They're infinite talk. Those are all interconnected systems. Actually, I'm just describing from a very high level perspective. And from there, you can actually set up the workflow, which will actually generate, use the raw AI model and generate your avatar video like that. So while I'm at it, let me just quickly show you the actual Notion dashboard and the N8N workflows from a high level perspective very quickly. So this is our video projects avatar, and you'll see that we have the topic name. So this is what you have to provide to the system. You have to provide the topic's name for your course, the description, and this property here is actually for your own catalog, for your own management. And the language, we also added a translation feature for my client, and I'll be talking about that today, but we also added that. And this is the status column, which will actually change to different things depending on the state of the automation. Done, not started, review video. We can also add multiple options here, including slides generated, avatar video generated, etc. And all of these are custom buttons that you can click. So after you approve this, so basically how you trigger the N8N workflows, you have name, description. So after providing the name and description, you come here and click on generate script. This will trigger the N8N workflow. Which workflow will it trigger? So let me quickly show you that. Not this one, this workflow here, which would be the script generator. So you have the detailed prompts here, and it will auto update the Notion database according to your script, generated script. And after the scripts are generated, the status will be changed to script generated. Now you need to generate the slides, right? So you click on generate slides here. This is also a button, and this will actually trigger this workflow here, script generator. So it will also utilize OpenAI, and it will, sorry, I was talking about slides, right? My bad. So this is the slides generator. Actually, it will utilize Gamma, which we talked about earlier, and it will fetch all the slide contents from Notion, format the slides properly for Gamma API, initiate Gamma presentation. As this is an asynchronous process, that means it takes some time. It don't return your results immediately, so you have to wait a bit. That's why this is a polling loop here. It will wait for the generation. It will poll, check if completed. If false, it will wait for more. Then check again. Yes, then it will update the Gamma link to Notion. So that's how it works. And after we have the Gamma link here, you just check the Gamma slides. If they're appropriate, you'd select your avatar from here. You'd select the avatar image. You'd select the ElevenLabs voice ID for the avatar. Then you'd come here and click generate avatar clips. So this will actually trigger this humongous monolith of a workflow here. So let me just all right. So this is the monolith workflow. Let me just quickly demonstrate you. This webhook will trigger it. It will fetch the video project details from Notion. It will update the database page. It will get all the slide contents. Then it will initiate a loop. So basically, at first, there are GPU pods in your Runpod. So we need to actually enable them or make them start. It will check the pod status. If the pod is already running, that's great. We'll take the generation path. If it's not, we can start the pod. That's the magic of N8N. We can do everything from it. As I said, you do not have to actually log into Runpod to N8N or anywhere. You just interact with the Notion database. So after that, let's say the pod is running. It will verify if the ComfyUI is ready or not, because it takes some time to boot. If it's ready, we take this path. If it's not, we retry for more. And there's a code here which will actually, apart from increment, retry and keep track of the count. After that, we get the avatar page. We set the avatar image URL, voice ID, and pod ID, nicely formatted. Then we download the avatar image from Notion. We upload the avatar image to Runpod. We generate the audio through ElevenLabs. This is an ElevenLabs node here. Then after we have the binary generated file, we upload that audio file to Runpod. Then we'll trigger the ComfyUI for the avatar generation. We'll wait for 15 minutes. It takes some time for the clip. Then check ComfyUI status as it is. And asynchronous process, we have to wait a bit. If it's complete, cool. We extract the video URL from the messy output of this HTTP request node, and we save that URL to Notion. And if it's not completed, we wait for a minute again and perform the loop again. So this is the clips generator. And finally, after we have the avatar videos and you are happy with the output, then you would click this button here, which will trigger another workflow, our final one, assemble final video. If you click here, it will actually trigger this workflow here, which is basically connected to Creatomate. And Creatomate is actually, combines everything. It will fetch all the slides from Notion. I forgot to add this in my original slide, but I'm really sorry for that, but I'll explain it here. Creatomate actually is the best platform to edit videos through API calls. Does it make sense? Since we have avatar and avatar video here, we have the slide here, we have the voiceover here. Now we need to make the whole scenarios stitch together. So how can we do that? For example, for the first slide, let's say here's the slide, here's your avatar video, and let's say the voiceover persists for 30 seconds. So the slide and everything needs to stay for 30 seconds, right? Then it needs to automatically swap it to the next slide. You can always add transitions in between those scenes. We call it scenes. So it's very cool, very cool. Creatomate allows us to do that through API call, which is the greatest thing here. So format for Creatomate, this code node will actually format everything for the Creatomate API. We'll initiate video render, wait for the initial render, poll render status. Again, it's an asynchronous process. We poll, we wait, and if it's done, we save that link to Notion. If the render, sometimes it can happen that the render fails, or there are various bugs or stuff like that. So if the project is failed, it will mark render as failed in your Notion database, and you can trigger this workflow again, or you can actually check what's wrong. So it makes the debugging process easier as well. So that's more or less the N8N workflows from a high level perspective. And you'll get the final video link here, very clean. You just click it, download it, and use it in your platform. How cool is that? So yeah, that's more or less about it. So there's a very high level overview. And finally, after we generate everything, N8N will compile everything and save that final video link to the Notion database. So yeah, it was an awesome project. I have to, of course, thank my client, Jordi. He was very helpful from the beginning. Whenever I needed something, I needed any kind of assistance, or I needed any kind of subscriptions. Hey man, I need to get that. I need to get my hands on that. I need to get my hands on that. I need this subscription. I need that subscription. See, he was always very helpful. So thank you, Jordi, if you are watching. But yeah, so ultimately, this is the architecture that we built together, and the client or his team actually only interacts only with the simple Notion interface. And N8N handles the heavy lifting in the middle, managing the API calls, the GPU rendering on Runpod, and even the error handling. We had detailed error handling parts. I would love to show you the N8N workflows, but you understand these are client NDAs. I won't be doing that. But yeah, basically that's the process, and the final video just appears on the Notion database. Really complex logic, really complex logic, but very simple experience, because it's my job to handle the complex logic. It's my job to actually implement the technical systems, and my job to take care of it. And you just plug and play. You just interact with a very simple database and you get the perfect experience. So by the way, if you need something like this for your operations, Maybe it is possible that you have an education platform like this and you want to scale, or maybe you have a business and you want to scale your business, you want to scale your content creation, you want to take it to the next level, because everyone is using AI nowadays. If you don't, you'll fall behind easily, because as you can see, if you want to hire someone to actually create the videos, to create the courses, you need to edit, you need to handle the lighting and everything. It's very complex, it's very expensive, it's extremely time consuming as well. So everyone is adopting AI models nowadays, so you should probably too. And apart from that, if you need help with any kind of AI automation systems for your business to streamline your tasks, to actually cut the cost, save time, boost profit, everything else, just check out the link in the description. Check out my Calendly link. I would love to have a chat with you, and let's have a chat on your specific problem. And for those of you who have watched the video to the end, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, take care. See you on the next one.